get at it. Once again, it's brought to you by Channel ISB 1020. This is part 3 of Can Black People Man Up? It's just some more shit that's... First, I was kind of holding back because I'm like, a lot of people don't like conspiracy theories. But I said, fuck it, nigga, just go and give them your theory of what's really going on. And if they accept it, some people know. Some people are, because like when I done ran into a couple people that done pointed me at the books about some of the shit I'm finna say. Or some of the shit I done said that's in the books. And they hide a lot of shit in myth. But like I said on the first segment, black people got their ass whooped. And we need to man up and quit crying, talking about the white man stole this, he stole that, he stole that. No, what he did was kick the unmelanated man. We're going to speak of all melanated people. What he did was, he kicked our ass. And after he kicked our ass, he took over. And black people been crying, boo-hooing. Oh, he turned us into slaves. Yeah. We have been doing that. Oh, look what he did to us. We sat on the back of the bus, had to drink. All this motherfucking shit. This is what happens when you lose the war. If there's a war going on and you lose, the winner of the war get to do what the fuck? He get to rewrite history and tell it how it is. But this is my theory and my studies, shit that I've been led to that I believe. Like I say, speaking on the second part about the white man and how over there, where they created the first arena, the ideal of blood sport, the ideal of fighting to death. I think it's some people that may know the truth, but don't want to tell us. Because like I said a minute ago, remember they were saying Mars, and this was coming from them. This was coming from those who won the war. They were saying Mars was uninhabitable. You can't go to Mars. Now, all of a sudden, you going to Mars. I've been read about it. Over 20 years ago, I've read about the plan to go to Mars. And I think I talked about it on the last one and how they had some people living inside a building for 2 years and they couldn't come out. They weren't living, breathing oxygen like we breathe. They were preparing, just hear me out. They was preparing, they have been preparing for this departure. See, this is stuff they don't really talk about. They've been having people living inside these buildings, growing their own food, doing everything inside these buildings. They got to go inside these buildings and stay for years, 2-3 years inside these buildings. You can't come out. They've been preparing to exit. This is just my theory. You can go do the studies and back it up about this shit. We all know they finna go to Mars. We all know this shit. And if you ain't got no money, you can't fucking go to Mars. If you ain't got no motherfucking money, you can't. It's gonna cost. The trip is gonna be expensive. It's gonna cost. And you can say what you want to say, but this is what I said on the second part. You mean to tell me all these planets, we gotta start thinking for ourselves, because again, we lost the war. And when you lose the war, the winner get to tell the story how the fuck he wanna tell it. He get to name truth as myth. He get to do shit that fit his agenda. And if you don't know, and during when you lose the war, he can come in and tear up all the books, because you got to pay attention. The Bible told him to do that. Go over there and destroy all that bullshit. Everything. I'm saying they had a book to back them up. But when you lose the war, you got to accept the story that they tell. And they telling us this and that about these planets out there, but all of a sudden you can go to Mars? All of a sudden. A minute ago, Mars was inhabitable and the red had to do with the gases and all that shit. Now you can go, nigga? And you won't, come on, man. These are the same people that has been lying for years. And most importantly, they won the war. So they can tell it how they want to tell it. But I also mentioned that they have been banging, read history to tell you, they've been banging on the walls of Africa for thousands upon thousands since they came. I'm gonna go and say it, since they came to this motherfucking planet. Once they came to this planet and got to seeing what we was doing, oh yeah, they've been trying to get there. Because this is what I believe, accept it or not, man has been planet jumping. All these planets out there, you trying to tell me that God just decided this one motherfucking planet gonna be people on it. And the rest of this shit just gonna be here just. So the earth is billions of years. They got suns out there that's trillions of years old. And all these planets, and now they finally telling us they got a lot of Earths. Cat Williams talked about it. He said, you mean to tell me they got super Earths? They got all these planets. They finally revealing this shit to us. But if we would have stuck to our history that they named this, it would told us that we came from a whole nother planet. And Earth was a resort. Earth was a place where people was coming and chilling and kicking back. This is what our history say. But this is what I believe. I'm just saying, they telling a lie talking about the white man, the devil. No, I don't believe this man. I used to believe the nigga was the devil. No, I don't believe that nigga the devil no more. I believe that's just their way of doing things. That's just them. They coming to this planet and they realizing anybody, I believe man been, or whatever we is, human, their name was human, we've been here for trillions of years. You can't find a beginning. We've been here just like you can't find God. We've been here for trillions of years, all these planets out here. I believe they realized you niggas may have been first. So you get the blessings from God. You get all this shit, but we'll take it. We'll figure out a way to take it. And when we take it, we got other things to do because we can't stick around too long. Just hear me out. I believe when these motherfuckers came to this planet, they realized who was in power, who was in control, and this is what I believe they do. I believe these movies they paint ain't so much of a lie. I believe these other people just pay attention to what they have done since they got into power. They have begun to consume up every motherfucking thing they can, sucking this earth dry. Sucking it dry. They don't give a fuck. That's just how they is. It's not that they evil. That's just, they don't give a fuck. They know they're not gonna be here long. Their goal was to come to this motherfucker, suck up all the resources, accumulate all the money they can accumulate, and leave this motherfucking planet and go to the next and keep on doing it. It's just what the fuck they do. But let's get back to Rome or wherever the fuck, Greece, where they created the arena. Listen, anybody ever been to boot camp? Just think about this. Just hear me out. Like I said a minute ago, I read over 10, 15 years ago that they was putting people in buildings and they had to stay inside these buildings. You wasn't living out the sun. You wouldn't see the sun. You might could see it through a sunroof or something inside this building, but you couldn't go out the building. You live off of inside this building. You live, I guess, homemade oxygen. They had plants. They had vegetation. They had gardens. And plants breathe out oxygen. We breathe out carbon. But they've been preparing to leave. Just hear me out. Just for you intelligent motherfuckers that can think outside of what you've been told to think. They've been preparing to leave. This is what I've been thinking for years. Rome and all this motherfucking shit over there in Egypt, that was the spot when they came and they landed, they hung around that spot. They've been having a plan on taking over. They've been had a plan on taking over. And we was over here spying on these motherfuckers, knowing, oh yeah, these motherfuckers came to this planet. It's finna be on in a minute. And we're gonna have to hold them back for as long as we can hold them back because this is what they do. This is what they do. And that blood sport shit, just hear me out. Just like boot camp. Boot camp is preparation for war. No cap, just a whole lot of cap. Just hear me out. Boot camp, all that shit you go through in the military is preparing you. All that shit that David Goggins talking about, they prepare you for the worst of the worst. So just think, being around, growing up around that shit, where you grow up around, where if you want to just enter this motherfucking arena, I don't got a problem with this nigga, we gonna fight to the motherfucking death. They was preparing because now they're telling us that the emotions, the shit that our ancestors went through in what they call slavery, it's embedded in our DNA, and we being affected by it right now. So just think, going through all that shit that was creating a certain mentality over there. They was just think the whole idea of blood sport. They was creating a certain mentality since they came to this planet. They've been preparing to take over, to consume up all the motherfucking resources, get them, sell them, because it's about capital. You need money to keep moving. And once we sell all this shit, it's time for us to leave this planet. And then they bought enough time because we goofy enough to accept their books and pay attention and believe in the idea these motherfuckers only got 2,000 years to be here. We gotta remember, when they came over here to the motherland, they brought that book. And that book is saying they only got 2,000 years. If you're going to name them the devil got 2,000 years to rule. Come on, man, stop the bullshit. I think they already know we got to buy us some motherfucking time, do what we got to do, and get the fuck off this planet. This is just what I believe. I believe we all been planet jumping. I can't accept, because again, they won the war, so they got the right to tell the story the way they want to tell it. They got the right to tell a story. They still dropping movies. Listen, man, I think I posted that the other day. Let's go back to the movie The Help. Why the fuck was Viola Davis talking like that? That movie was based in like the 60s. We got videos of black people talking, and not one video of a black woman talking like goofy like she was talking. When you win the war, you can tell a story how you want it. This is how goofy you niggas was talking. But you don't have nothing to prove we talk like that. So again, what I'm saying, I believe we have been planet jumping all these motherfucking planets, y'all. We gonna really accept what they say is the truth. That this is the first planet man been on. People that breathe. The first motherfucking planet? Come on, man, this stinks. So God just been creating all these motherfucking planets just for decoration. And we goof enough at one time when they was on the moon, niggas was saying, oh, they ain't got no business being on the moon. God don't like that, them white folks. Come on, man, stop it. What is all this expansive space out here for? If not to explore, not to get out here. I'm telling you, they came here with a motherfucking plan. Take over, consume, get as much resources you can get, sell it, burn off. The same thing, and this keep a motherfucker chasing you. This keep a motherfucker fucking up. The same thing the Jews did to the Egyptians. Give us all this gold and all this shit, and then we gonna burn off on your bitch ass. And you be forever running behind this bitch ass shit. Just hear me out. I believe these motherfuckers, if you pay attention to what some scholar would say, they would tell you, maybe not want to scare you, that white people ain't been on this planet that long. I believe that blood sport shit they was doing over there, they was preparing. Because if you read history, you read history about the Spartans, the 300 movies. They was into selective DNA. See, they ain't telling y'all that. They was into selective DNA, meaning just like they did us in what they call so-called slavery. They picked out the most athletic. This is why right now today, you thinking we just extra special in ruling, taking over football, taking over basketball, taking over all this physical shit. We was prepared for that shit. Through what they call slavery. We was bred for that shit. And they got enough brains to know these niggas are bred for this shit. The physical thing. So we gotta set this shit up to get them into this, so we can get some more money, so we can leave this motherfucking planet. Just hear me fucking out. In Sparta, this is what they was doing, selective breeding. They even got in their history, they even said the women was entering them arenas fighting, and they was stocky than a motherfucker. They refused to mate with a soft woman. They wanted a stocky bitch, because they wanted to create a stocky son. They've been preparing for war for years, and I think we've been over their spine looking, so these motherfuckers coming. They coming. And we got enough history to know, back then they had enough history to know, this is what they do. They planet jump and they come consume everything, and after they done, they gone. That's what I think going on. Just saying, it's my truth.